Sin gets its power from the law. Immediately a law is placed, sin gets its power. That's when you want something. Because if the Lord basically had said, do not touch from the tree of life, but you may take from the tree of knowledge of good and evil, suddenly the tree of life looks like it appears to be the most attractive tree in the whole garden. Literally. That's just how it is. And the same thing with a lot of things that people do right now. The moment the Lord says, oh, you're free to do this, I promise you, the urge that has been fighting you will just disappear. You wonder how it's disappeared. And it happens even in marriages. Before you get married, the urge to commit fornication, to engage in the act of coitus, you want to try it, is there. But the moment you get married, ask people that are married, ask them how frequently they engage in the act of coitus. It happens with every single thing. So, that is number one. Number two, please pay attention to this. What is basically wrong with the knowledge we have right now is, number one, the source that gave it to us. The issue is that the source that, for example, okay, Father Lord, please, how do I explain this? Help me to explain this very well and explain it well. Okay, so please pay attention. The kingdom of darkness and the spiritual beings know that and aware. They are very aware that man, by itself, if allowed to rule in his own wisdom, will destroy itself. This was what the serpent presented to Eve. Rather than allowing the Lord to lead you, rather than using the Lord's wisdom to live, use your own wisdom. Because pay attention to what the serpent said. What God said is a lie. It is not true. He knows that when you eat of the tree, you shall be like God, possessing the knowledge of good and evil, basically having your own wisdom. And that greed was something that had been building for a long time. She just needed a spark to ignite it. And that was basically the premise that the enemy placed before her. You can be your own God. And that is one of the things they teach in the occult. You can be, in fact, you are your own God, yourself. And the issue is that because of the fact that human beings are not aware to truth and are gullible, they take that, not knowing that it itself is a snare, because the man's wisdom, not just man's wisdom, any being's wisdom always leads to destruction. The fallen ones are aware that the moment you convince man to feel that they can rule with their own wisdom, they know they will eventually destroy themselves. The fall of the Watchers, the revelation of this knowledge, was very strategic. For example, in the book of Enoch, you find out that there was an angel that was responsible for giving man ink and paper. And the Lord was angry. And you begin to ask, why is the Lord angry at the fact that ink and paper? It's just ink and paper. And it says clearly that man was not supposed to be signing their agreements in ink and paper. Then what's the reason? Because it was not yet the right time. That is to tell you that eventually all the technology that we have, it would have come, but it would have come at the right time and at the right source. And it still happens with us, people that fear the Lord. For people that fear the Lord, and the Lord has taken you through many different experiences and trainings, you are aware that we possess abilities and superpowers and supernatural powers that a lot of people in the occult, if they see us do, they are shocked. But the difference between us and them is that they are taught to access it by themselves, to do it by themselves, when they want, by themselves. But our power is not in us, it's in the Most High. He basically dispenses his power to us when it is necessary at the right time. So